Okay, everyone, we are on part 2. Once again, this is Amy. We are doing a 24-hour Russian ration taste testing. This is lunch. We already did breakfast. This is lunch. So we are doing the meat with beans and vegetables. That's how it looks in Russian. And this is the beverage powder base. It is drink dry concentrate fruit fresh. That's what it translates to. And I figured out the measurements. You need to add it to 200 to 250 milliliters of water. So now we know the exact amount of water. We've got our sugar, and we're going to do tea for lunch. This is translated canned salted bacon. And I believe these are a rye cracker or a wheat cracker. And this is apple, like an applesauce. But I do have to say I love this little stove. It is awesome. But I am going to cheat and I'm going to switch to my pocket stove because it warms things up faster. I can put more dry filled on it. This is still, I need to close it a little bit. This is still going to fit on it and it's still going to warm up, but I can put 3 pieces or 2 pieces of dry filled on it rather than one, and it takes so long to light and get warm. So I'm going to cheat and use my pocket stove. I'm still going to put it on the rock to warm up because I cannot warm it up on this table. It'll melt it. It gets very hot. I'm going to go ahead and use 2. Actually, those are really big. I think I might only need 1. And I learned the last time when using these windproof matches, they light very fast. They light and burn up very fast. So what I did the last time when we wasn't on camera is I basically lit it and dropped it. That time I dropped it on the table. And burnt my table. But it's okay. Let's try this again. It worked better the last time I did it, when I did it for breakfast. We have 1 match left for our dinner. But it lights up quick, so light it and drop it right beside your dry fill tablet just like that, and it will light it up. Set it down on your brick. Yes, it's lit. We're going to open up our main here. Open up our main. Cut it up a little bit. Go ahead and shut it, and we're going to set it on our stove to warm up. We do have adequate ventilation once again in here. The back door is open, we have a window open, we have 2 fans going. So let's open up everything else. This is applesauce, or what in America we would call applesauce. And this is what translated to canned salted bacon. And I normally do not eat pork. I'm trying it for the taste testing reviews. I want everybody to know that I'm going to try a bite of it. Don't worry, nothing in my house goes to waste. Whatever I don't eat, my children eat. My son is off in the same room eating the rest of my breakfast. Not that it was pork, but I can't eat all this food in one sitting. So this actually does look like bacon. That looks like bacon fat, and that looks like little pieces of bacon or ham. So we're going to warm that up. We're going to open up our crackers. I tell you what, this is a lot of food. I was sitting here and I was making up the lunch tray, and I was looking at all the food that we had left over for dinner, and I was thinking they really do feed their military quite well. I am excited to say that because obviously no matter what country you live in, we do not want our armed forces going hungry. So it was very exciting to see how much they gave them to eat. We're going to make our beverage powder. Fruit fresh is what it translated to. And I know I brought my knife in here. We can smell that main cooking down there. It smells good. Some of these packages, thank gosh, they give the military men and women knives, because some of them are quite hard to open. And we're going to make some tea, which I believe this is just a tea packet. Black tea, that translates to black tea. And we're going to add some sugar to that. Normally I don't drink black tea, I drink green tea, but for taste testing purposes, I am going to give it a taste for you guys and let you guys know what I think. My children, I have a daughter and a son, they both like tea. They both like any kind, either kind, black or green tea, it doesn't matter. So it will not go to waste. I'm going to open up another spoon to stir things with. I actually have plenty of these American MRE spoons because I've bought so many MREs over the last year, learning about them, tasting them, watching the reviews. I've got so many, and they're really tough. We have actually started to wash them and reuse them. No joke, because they're so tough, so sturdy, just nice spoons. Oh, I forgot to tell you. No, I did tell you. It said to do 200 to 250 milliliters of water, and I did not measure that out. For the dinner one, I will measure it out for you guys. I did bring my wet measuring cup to measure it out, but I forgot. I just was talking and forgot. I'm going to go ahead and check this main. See how it is doing. Put on my heat-proof gloves. It is boiling, I'll tell you that. I can feel it in my hand boiling. We're going to warm this up for just a little bit longer, and then we're going to warm up that bacon. Do that just for a couple more minutes. while we're waiting on that. I have noticed that with the beverage powder base, you do have to stir it for a while. Even in the US MREs, their beverage powder bases, you have to stir them for a while. But once you get them stirred up, you know, they're pretty good. They're hydrating, and they keep you hydrated and gives you a little bit of flavor to your diet rather than just going around and drinking water out of your canteen all the time. They get some flavor. So we'll mix that up. We'll let this tea steep for a few minutes. Mix it up. I did put some sugar in there. I like sugar in my green tea. I have actually never had black tea, so this will be the first time that I've ever tried any type of black tea. So let's hope the Russians have a good tea. I'm going to go ahead and take this off the fire, and I'm going to put this, what was translated bacon, on the fire. No, I have to start another fire. Now I know why they use such a small stove, because that dry fill tablet burned up in that amount of time. When we did it for breakfast, it was burning the whole time I was on camera. So they have this small stove because it helps the dry fill tablet burn longer. So that's good to know, because now I have to start another fire to warm up my bacon. It's okay, I have plenty of dry fuel tablets. I keep these around for emergencies. When this whole COVID-19 thing started, everybody was so scared that we was going to run out of food. We was going to run out of food. We was going to run out of water. We was going to run out of meat. We was going to run out of toilet paper. We was going to run out of paper towels. And the first thing that I thought of is, my family's not running out of nothing. And I think that's what originally got me into purchasing the MREs, because I thought, well, my family's not going to run out of nothing. So I bought my first couple of cases. And then, obviously, since we are at home all the time, just sitting there with my family, one day we all thought, well, let's try a couple of them. And we started trying them, and they're not as bad as people say. They're not as bad as you would think. And then I started to buy freeze-dried food. And then I ended up buying a freezer, a mini deep freezer. And I filled that up. We have 2 refrigerators filled, and we have a mini freezer filled with meat and vegetables. And we have more MREs than I could probably count. I have 2 buckets of freeze-dried food. I have 1 bucket that is nothing but freeze-dried meat. I think it's turkey, beef, and chicken in there. So we have plenty of food now, but that's pretty much how we got started trying these things, but I'm going to try this now. Meat with beans and vegetables. You can tell there's a big piece of meat right there. It's actually really good. I think it's more of a beef. Yeah, this is beef with beans and vegetables. I don't know if you guys can hear that bacon sizzling away over here, but it is sizzling away good, and it is nice and hot. I don't want to touch it with my hands because I know it's hot. I don't know that it's warmed up all the way, but that fat in there, I don't know if you guys saw all of it when I opened it. There's a lot of fat in there. A lot of fat sizzling away in there. Pork fat. So it's actually overflowing out of it as it's cooking. Thank gosh we have it on a rock. Thank gosh I have fireproof gloves. Because I think what we're going to have to do is pour it out of there to eat it. It sure looks like pork and pork fat, so I have to say that. I wonder if they eat all this fat. Because I can't get a piece broke off. Is that the meat or the fat? This bite looks like meat. Let's try that. Nope, that's fat. Very salty. Maybe this is the meat. That looks like meat. Well, to me, it tastes like a bunch of ham fat. I'm going to take another bite of this to get the ham fat taste out of my mouth. Maybe if you take this cracker, use it to kind of slop up that ham fat, bacon fat. Let's try that. That was better. But you know, by watching videos, I've learned that the fattier the food, it's going to help keep you warm. So, if you're in a cold climate, and I know in the wintertime, Russia does get cold, just like America. Eating that fatty food is going to keep you warm. It's going to help keep you warm. So, let's try this apple. Looks like just applesauce to me, as you can see. That is applesauce. Yes, that's any applesauce that we have here in America. I forgot to mention, this 24-hour Russian ration is good for up to 1.5 to 2 years. So you can buy this, keep this on your shelf. MREs and rations, they like a cooler temperature, maybe 70 degrees or below. You keep it on the shelf at that temperature, it'll last a good 2 years, no problem. I have seen videos of guys and girls eating them older, and it did not hurt them, especially the American ones. I believe I watched one eat one that was like 37 years old, and he was fine. He didn't eat some of it because he knew it was bad, but he ate a lot of it, and he was fine. But this particular 24-hour Russian ration, it will stay good for 1.5 to 2 years, depending on the temperature that you store it at. I'm going to try this black tea. This is my first time ever trying any black tea. It's not bad. You can't really taste the sugar in there. For being such a big packet of sugar, I think it was 20 grams, you would think that you would taste more sugar in it. But actually, I could add a little bit more Splenda to that. It's not enough sugar for me. We're going to try this Fruitness, I think is what it translated to. It smells very fruity. It's really good. Tastes like a Kool-Aid. You want to try that? Kind of, I don't know, maybe a mix between cherry. Tastes good. It's very like a Kool-Aid, like any type of Kool-Aid that you might make. Everything tastes really good in this lunch portion of our taste testing. So, I will see you guys back at dinner time.